Three, two. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Tuesday Champions meeting. This is Jorge Buero, your Director of Operations, and this is Alt Health. Today, I have the second part of what was last week's presentation, and we're going to be still talking about the power of reviews and how you can use that to your benefit, creating some amazing content about the products that you already have in your very own My Shop. Okay. So without further ado, let's get on it. Okay. Remember last week, we talked about reviews, how reviews build trust, how you create context with them, how powerful they are, right? And we talked about how they improve comparison, how they offer additional information, and how they can actually go and reduce risk for buyers whenever they gotta make a purchase. Okay. Today we're gonna be looking at growing reviews and another benefits that you could use to actually start producing revenue for your My Shop. Okay. Now, growing reviews. Now, what do we mean by that? Okay. Your reviews do not have the impact you expected in sales. What's the next step? All right. For this, you got to have a plan. Okay. Nothing happens just because. I mean, like, there's no luck into this. You got to have a plan. You got to be organized and you got to follow that plan. Now, when you create a content, okay, you create a review of a product that you obviously have in your My Shop. Okay. The purpose of all this is to encourage your followers, okay, to take your advice, go to your My Shop, and buy the product you are reviewing. Okay. So think clearly about your goal. Now, when you create a content, meaning a review, you got to follow up on that content. Okay. You finish a review, and that review goes where? It will go into your website, into your blog. It would later on go immediately into Alt Health's fitness channel, nutrition channel, whatever the channel you belong to. Okay. And then that content from Alt Health, it will be spread around to your own social media. But that piece of content, you need to follow up. You need to exert some effective tracking. Now, what do I mean by effective tracking? I mean, how many times was that video played? Who saw it? How many visualizations do I have of that video? All right. And then those visualizations, how did they convert into sales? Because if you got 10,000 views of your video, but you got only 10 purchases, something's wrong, right? Something's odd. Perhaps you didn't said the right things. Perhaps you just simply didn't deliver the message the way you were supposed to. Perhaps you were entertaining, yes, but were you effective enough to provoke more sales? No, not. Okay. Because if you get more views, way too many views, and not sales, that means that something's off. Okay. Now, the average, I mean, is that for every 100 person that actually looks at a content, and this includes reviews, 1 person will buy. Okay. Now, this is an average. But remember, the people who are watching these reviews are your followers, are people who already bought in the concept of you, your brand. Remember what we talked about. It's all connected. The people to whom you are reviewing these products, are your strongest influential base. These are the people who you know they follow you and they listen to you attentively. So that means that whatever you said to them, they will take it seriously. So if you have a following base of 1,000 people and you said to them, hey, listen, this protein works. It's on my shop. I have used it for months and I've seen the results. Go get it. At least half of them, 50% of your followers should go and get it. And the way how you need to make sure of that is by first following on the content you have published. Go look at the impact it's having. How many people are actually consuming the content as content? And then make sure you know how effective it is. Go back within a certain number of days after you've published and look at the sales of that particular item. If the needle hasn't moved, is it because you are not amplifying the message enough? Is it because the message was not well delivered? And then take adaptive behavior. Adapt, change, you know? If you believe in the products, tell the story in a different way. Go review the product in a different manner. Say different things. If by any chance you don't believe in the product, change the product. Review a different one. Take it out of your My Shop and include something different. My Shop technology has the ability of customize your store as many times as needed, which means that you don't have to stay with products that you don't believe in. You don't have to stay with products that your audience doesn't believe in. You can change them, okay? But you got to make sure before you do that that's the right decision. And the way how to do that is by looking at the people who are paying attention to you and how they are behaving, okay? Now, next, using reviews to your benefit. This is what we were talking about, right? How to create a sales funnel. As an influencer, and you are all influencers, okay? First, you got to create awareness. Let them know what you guys have in your My Shops. Let them know about how is it used, how good it is, the benefits. We talked about all this. You got to wake up in your fans and followers interest. Once you wake up the interest, you got to wake up desire. Hey, you know what? This fitness instructor I follow just told me that this kettlebell is the best and showed me exactly how to use it. Okay. So I got to have it. I got to have it. And guess what? He's selling it. So it's an obvious, right? It's an obvious course of action. I'm going to go to his My Shop and I'm going to buy it from there. But after you actually accomplish that conversion, okay, you also got to acknowledge your customers, your fans, your followers. You got to acknowledge them. The way how you do that is by thanking them. Gratitude. It's very powerful. Okay. So if anybody just sends a message to you, you got to encourage that. You got to go and tell them, hey, listen, if you're going to buy it, I want to hear about it. I want you guys to tell me what you think. Do you concur with me? Do you agree with my point of view? Do you think this is the best equipment you ever bought? Okay. Is it actually doing what I said would do? Okay, share that with me. Let's exchange ideas. Thank you. Thank you so much for believing in me. And you know what? When you know their names, call them by name. Hey, you know what? Tom from, I don't know, Kentucky, Tom from Wichita, whatever. Thank you so much for buying the equipment I just reviewed. Okay. And I can't wait to hear what you think about it. You got to create that connection with your fandom. You got to create that connection with your followers. because that increased the level of their loyalty towards you. Okay? And you got to repeat. It's all about doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. Next, you got to find places to grow. Okay? And you got to give your fans a place to express themselves, obviously about you, right? So you got to be everywhere. You got to be on TikTok. You got to be on Instagram. You got to be on Facebook. You got to be on LinkedIn. Okay? Your audience follows you, but they might actually be in a specific social media because we are different. For example, most people will actually be on Facebook. Me personally, I'm a LinkedIn person. Others will be on Instagram or TikTok. You never know. But you, as an influencer, you got to be everywhere. And you got to let them know that you are everywhere. And you got to let them express themselves. Create pages with your branding on every social media. And make sure that the content you produce is published first in Alt Health, because that's how the technology works, and later on every single one of the social medias. And let the comments come. Make sure that your followers know that they can express themselves and make comments about what you do, good or bad. You know, we prize the good comments and we learn from the bad comments. Okay, we can learn about everything. So you gotta welcome good and bad reviews. It's part of your job. Okay, it's probably the hardest part. Next, highlight your top products. And I gotta make a brief parenthesis here because I want to give a shout out to our yoga channel champion. Why? Because Melissa Berry, our yoga channel champion, is the second champion in our program to successfully synchronize her website with our My Shop technology. You gotta go and check it out. It's fantastic. I just placed it, the URL there for all of you to look at it. Be There or Be Square Yoga, a yoga studio, beautiful yoga studio, fantastic person. Melissa Berry, thank you so much for synchronizing your My Shop with your um, website. It looks awesome. Okay. Now, coming back towards what I was saying, highlight your top products. Okay. You got to know what's selling and what is not selling. And what it's selling, it's hot. So you got to talk about it. Okay. You got to put it on your top list of priorities. You got to start thinking about how else can I talk about this product that is selling so well. Okay. So think about it. Take a time in your day to review how well your products are selling, which ones are not, and why they are not, and which ones are really crashing it, and why are they doing so well. Okay. And make sure that I don't know, you put them on a preferential place in your store. You could even, maybe do some special content and link it to it. There are so many different ways in which you could actually highlight your top products. Okay. Last, you got to be able to spot the marketing opportunities. Okay. Reviews provide a peek into your business that otherwise you wouldn't have. Okay. So you were given the opportunity to see where most potential opportunities lies. Okay. So, for example, if you're a fitness instructor and your motivational coaching service is more frequently asked for or hired than your endurance training, Now, this is the perfect place to start targeting social media ads or blogs or posts or content. Okay. You got to understand in your own branding what is working and what is not working. Okay. Why? Because we all have a branding. Remember what we talked about. Okay. This is the commercial side of things, but it all started with knowing who you are and what you want to deliver to the community. Okay. As an influencer, who you are. What's your voice? Remember those words. And you also got to understand what is working with you. Are you a fitness instructor? Are you a nutritionist? Are you a chiropractor? Are you a yoga instructor? Are you a running coach? What are the services you are delivering, right? What is the value you're giving to the community? And you got to understand, you got to read your audience, what is working and what is not working. When you come out and you start talking about hydration, does that has an impact, a much higher impact than you when you come out to social media and you start talking about, I don't know, cramps or ankle sprouts or injuries. You gotta understand your audience by knowing exactly what they are interested of you, of what you gotta say. And based on that, you also gotta know how does that relate to the products you have in your store. Because the products that you have in your store are solutions. You got to think of them as solutions. You are delivering solutions to people, whether if it's because they want to have a better body, a healthier life, they want to look better, they want to feel better. It doesn't matter. Whatever it is, products are solutions. Okay. And this is why we are all part of the alternative health space because we like to provide solutions. We are not just selling products. Okay. We are adding value to people so they can live their lives in a better way. We are giving a service to the community. That is the way you got to look at things. That's the angle. Okay. Why? Because customer satisfaction turns into loyalty. And the better your fandom feels, the more loyal to you they will be. So that's all I got to say about reviews. We're coming to the end of our presentation. Please, guys, you got to understand how powerful this is, how you as an influencer have the power to teach others how to use products, and the way how my shop allows you to create a revenue stream. So remember, you are providing solutions, tested solutions to people. You are giving them the opportunity to acquire products that have been tested before by somebody they trust, meaning you. Okay? So let's go out there, let's review as many products as we want, and we will make a difference. All right? So thank you so much for your attention. I appreciate your time. Go check out the old videos if you have any doubts. Contact me if you need something. I'm always one click away, one email away. Thank you very much.